Friday, not a good day for Samsung's patent fight with Apple. A U.S. judge ruled that the Korean electronics maker's Tab 10.1 does infringe Apple-owned patents. Later on, an Australian court upheld its ban on the Samsung Tabs, meaning they will most likely not be sold in shops down under until after Christmas. Talk more about this. Chris Baxter joins us, principal at Baxter IP. He joins us live from down in our Sydney studio. Still with us is our guest host, Will Oswald from Stanchart, around the desk here with us at the SGX. Chris, good to see you and thank you for your time. What do you make of these rulings?
Well, you're right about United States, what's happening in the United States and Australia, Martin. Apple and Samsung are now embroiled in over 20 different cases spanning 10 different countries. Apple is alleging Samsung is infringing its touchscreen and hand gesture control patents, and Samsung has filed cross-claims in some jurisdictions that Apple is infringing its 3G transmission technology patents. While the legal battles started in the United States in April, they've spread worldwide, and there was a European regional ban issued on the Galaxy Tab 10.1, but that's now been limited to just Germany.
Yeah, Will, go ahead.
Hi, just in terms of the charges that have come through, or the court cases going through, there's also been some indications that Apple's filing of its own patents perhaps have some issues. What are the likelihood that that could actually impinge on the court cases between Samsung and Apple, or is that a totally separate issue?
Well, US Judge District Co. Last week, actually on the same day, the Australian court issued the interlocutory injunction, refused to give Apple what it wanted, an injunction against the sale of the Galaxy Tab 10.1 in the United States, because she felt there may be problems defending the validity of the Apple patents. Patent validity, one of the most important requirements for patent validity is that the idea is new, and Samsung has identified prior art and no doubt will be trying to identify other documents to try and knock out the Apple patents in the lead up to the full hearing early next year in Australia.
Chris, it seems that Apple have the upper hand in this patent war, though, especially if you look at the ruling earlier on this year in the German court against Samsung's Galaxy Tab. Am I reading it the right way, or does Samsung have a leg to stand on, legally speaking, in terms of the patent infringement that it's filing against Apple on wireless technology?
Well, certainly in Australia, the battle's not over, and Samsung will be quickly trying to identify documents to knock out the well, actually, there's two patents subject to the injunction, but the other patents in the lead up to the hearing next year, Samsung's likely to have suffered millions of dollars of loss in preparation for the launch of the Galaxy Tab 10.1 in Australia, something they're no longer able to do. It puts Samsung, I think, in a difficult position in Australia, because they can either launch their Galaxy Tablet 10.1 with a reduced feature set that won't infringe Apple claims, or not launch the tablet at all. And they did indicate in October in the proceedings that if the injunction was put in place, they may not launch the Galaxy Tab in Australia at all.
Listen, Chris, we got to go. Great to talk to you. Thanks for the time and insights. Chris Baxter, principal at Baxter IP, and more to come with Will Oswald from Stanchart. If you have a question for him, email us at squawk@cnbcasia.com.